Yes.
Okay, so Comfrey again. We have overwintered. I'm guessing we're coming into spring here real quick here because the plants are telling us something, huh, Emil? And what they're telling us is, if you look down here, you can see how dead they all look, huh, Emil? But they're popping the minute we remove all the death around the edges. You can see the life coming too. This one piece that was like this, that I planted on all these, is now 8 plants. So here's what we're going to talk about today is digging up your comfrey, because there's been a lot of people commenting on, don't put that in your yard. Oh my God, it's going to take over. Okay, they're correct. If you choose to plant this and you are one of those people that's going to put it in the ground and walk away, and especially true comfrey with seeds, this stuff's going to spread. You have to constantly dig it up and put just one root back in and start over, unless you just want this to take over, and it will. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you're going to use it. So what we're talking about here is, while we're digging it up, I wanted to show you an awesome example of how you have to be careful. So if you look down here at the hole, I've already dug a piece. I started on the outside. It's common to start out this wide. Look at our comfrey going way back in here, folks. Now, if I choose to just start here and dig our plant, Emil, guess what this is going to do? Make plants everywhere. So it's important, isn't it, buddy? You hold that one. That here's what we're going to do is we're going to show you when I lift the shovel up. Probably goes further even. Pull, Emil. Okay, so he got that one. And it looks like we hit it at the end. It's perfect. You can see, show him, Emil. We've got the end roots. That's when we know we've hit it, because we're not cut like we have there. And we've now got what? Baby plants that we can plant that everybody's been asking about, cuttings. So let's dig this sucker up and see what else we've got. Thank you. Let's dig it up. Here we go. Let's see what else is in here, Emil. Now let's see how far these roots go out. You can see the difference of them between everything else. Ready? Here we go. Okay, here we go. And the difference will be they're white. So they're brown on the outside, the root, but how you know what you're looking at is because once we get lifting, I know, well, be patient. Okay, we gotta be patient. Okay, look in that one. Here they are. Now you can see, I've cut them off. You're okay. I've cut them off. So you can see these went further out, guys. We really have to pay attention to this. And this is only 1 year of growth, folks. Thank you. So he's not hurting this, guys. All of these crowns can be completely dug up and divided into, this could be 1 million plants, to be honest, because even though we have 8 plants on the top, we have a lot more than that in here. Let me give one more shovel in over here, and we'll see what we got, huh, bud? Look at that guy coming off there.
Oh, wow.
Okay, here's another. Again, this was a tiny piece only 1 year ago, guys. And I can hear them breaking off. So we already know that little piece right there, that grows comfrey. Isn't it scary? It's a very productive plant. Okay, so let's flip this guy over and see. Well, there's a piece. Okay, here's our plants. Plants. How many? And I just wiggle them apart, guys. You can see, this is if you want to just start with the plant. Now, if we want to sell the crown, look at how many crowns we've got. But I have so many, we're not even going to bother cutting 8 million. Look at the root on that.
Wow.
I mean, that 1 year, guys. Now, it does like water. I'm in a wet area, and we've been raining exceedingly out of control here in San Diego. So this is not usual to be this wet this time of year, but here we are. Okay, I'm going to leave only one in here. Maybe that one, we'll see. But let's pull the rest of these guys apart and see really what kind of a pile. Now, you have to break them apart. So you're going to think you're really killing something. It's very similar to an asparagus crown and a horseradish root. Everything's going to grow. So you can have the smallest piece or the biggest piece. And I commonly just break them apart. And we can set some in front of you. This one's got huge roots. So this one I would highly suggest actually breaking most of the root off. Here's some more. We'll put them in a pile. Jeez. And Emil loves comfrey because it's such a fun plant, huh, buddy? especially when we get to feed the animals it. Okay, that's all those little pieces. And let's see what else we got here.
And I think you can't hurt it, which is nice.
Pull this guy out. And I can almost promise you we did not take it all out. And there's going to be little pop-ups. Again, that piece, that wants to grow, that little piece there. So if you notice while I'm going through the hole, does it taste good, buddy? He says it probably isn't, as the root is delicious, fresh from the garden, but you know, we never know about this guy. Guys, don't be afraid of eating a little dirt. Okay, let's finish getting this all torn apart here so we can get a good picture of why you want to grow it, and you can share with your neighbors, your friends, your family. This is Russian Bocking 14. I know that for a fact because I paid attention where I planted it. So this whole row is Russian Bocking. There was 60 plants here. Is that good, buddy? And he seems to like it, which is odd. Maybe the root tastes good, actually, guys. So this is all Russian Bocking. On that side, there is 10 plants of true Comfrey, and the rest is all Russian Bocking because, again, we feed the animals. Now, this is not, I get a lot of questions about feeding the animals. This is not their only source of food, folks. Now, if you have, let's say, look at how much he likes this. So cute. Is that good? Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good. So if you're feeding 4 chickens, guys, you don't need 60 plants, and you need to feed chicken food too. So this is not a sole ration, folks. I have a lot of people talking about how toxic it is. Let's get back into that. I think we already did a video commenting on all plants have a certain toxic value, okay? You're not gonna juice this. Okay, we're not making a salad out of it. This is for the animals, and the animals are not solely living off of it also. So it is safe. No matter what you read, which you're going to find lots of controversy, which I have stated on all the Comfrey videos, that there is a lot of controversy about using it as a food source. Trust you and me, find some old school farmers and people that have been growing it for years, and we'll talk a little differently about it. Anyway, so as you can see, we got quite a little hole here. I'm going to actually keep my little cilantro that seems to be here. And I think we've gotten everything out, and we're going to put this hole back. And as you guys can see, again, my weeds, remember, I do not till, okay? My hands are tilling right now. There is no reason to bring in any massive equipment. Get your hands in there, buddy. Come on, let's cover it back up. Let's cover that back up. So we're gonna plant that little cilantro, and we're not gonna make a big stink about this area. We still have one little comfrey, it looks like here. Look, one left. We're gonna leave. Thank you. Did you want a cracker? And I think we've done a good job on harvesting. Now what everybody's gonna wanna do after they harvest in their yard is, like I say, go through these roots. You want another cracker? Let's get another cracker real quick. Okay. And then get yourself a cracky. Get it, see it? Okay. These roots, you don't need to start with big pieces of them. You'll notice if you've already bought them from a supplier somewhere. In most cases, that's what you got. And that's a big one. Sometimes you get little tiny pieces, You have one, thank you. So these are extra large. These are already growing. I mean, this is just a blessing right here. And this next year, you have to dump out of its pot or dig up because you don't want to overcrowd. Now, you can go this year. I'm not digging all these up. You don't want your cracker? I'm only digging this one up. The rest I'm leaving this year. So this is going to be year 2. I'm going to get twice as much fodder than I've normally had. I have to dig up all of these next year and start reducing the crown size. Otherwise, it's so enormous, you know, you're not going to be able to just dig up a little. These get bigger and bigger, guys. And this is in a nice sandy area out here, so it really likes it. So again, just wanted to take a little comment here on the comfrey, how simple it is to grow. And remember, each one of these plants, just one, can produce 12.5 pounds of fodder for all animals. I don't mean cats and dogs, but mainly chickens, turkeys, goats, sheep, cows, pigs. All of mine love it. And what will happen is, now that it's starting to grow, this is where the miracle starts to happen, is basically this stuff by next week will be this tall. And As soon as we hit legitimate spring, it's ready to be chopped, back down and fed to the animals in a matter of, do you want more? In a matter of 1 week, let's put it on so you get dirt. Oh, you want more? In a matter of 1 week, get in there. Whoops. It'll regrow itself. It's so fast. And that's in a high heat area with a lot of water. If it goes limp, folks, it's going limp because it needs water. Okay? This does require a lot of water. Anytime you look at a leaf size and it's large, it needs water. So it's not drought tolerant, guys. I'm not saying put this in the desert. It is not going to flourish on its own. We provide lots of water. These drip lines run under these plants every single year, all year round when it's dry. And another thing I want to state is, let's talk about this, Emil, if we crawl over here. Now you can see my best friend Bermuda right in here with the comfrey. I have to remove all of it. All of it has to come out. But as an example here where you're starting to see, so the plants are coming back, and what we notice is when we come over here, you're seeing all the dead around it all.
Oh, wow.
It's very common. What you need to do is come in from the outside. I grab them all and remove so that it has a fresh start for this year. And so this is another thing you got to do every year, because come basically fall, we leave the plants alone. That's what you're seeing is all this right here. If we don't, they're more susceptible to disease if we chop them right before fall. So we do leave them bushy. This stuff is insane, guys. When you get this is gold. This may look like trash. This is so high in nitrogen right here. When I planted all the new trees, I took many plants of this and used this under the bare root trees. So again, I mean, I think what we'll do with most of this is probably just put it on, scatter it on all the new trees like this and let the weather just stomp it down. But there is our fresh comfrey, and you can see we're gonna get a lot because that's a bushy little sucker. So guys, get in the garden, sunshine's coming out, take that depression away, get out in the sun. You know, it's better for all of us to be out here doing this than it is to be inside under all that blue light and horrible rain and fires and whatever else is going on. I'm sorry for anyone that has to deal with that. So try to get outside, and you know, I find that just pulling some weeds sometimes can just change a whole day. And you know, you put some of this in your yard, don't worry, you'll have a lot to do. So, okay.